Hi, thank you for coming to see our small Winalite demonstration. We're here to demonstrate our product versus the leading brand out there. And the first thing I want to point out to you is that when you buy these products, the bags are not resealable. They stay open, making it very easily for the product to get contaminated inside. And I'm going to demonstrate. We're going to call this brand A, and we're going to call this brand B. Okay, they're two very popular brands in the United States. Women use these a lot. We're going to compare them to our product, the Winalite sanitary napkins. And the first thing I want to mention is that our product comes in a resealable bag, and when you use it, you can reseal it. And we're going to take one out, and we'll leave it here. And then I want to talk about the outside of the packaging. Brand A, if I stick my fingers in here, I can touch the sanitary napkin with my fingers very easily to get contaminated. When we menstruate, we take 4 or 5 of these and we put these in our purse, and they're rolling around with our change, keys, and everything else we have in there, making it easy to get contaminated. When I open it, the sanitary napkin is accessible right away. And we're going to do a small demonstration, and I'm going to put brand A here. Okay? This is our product, Winalite sanitary napkins, and as you can see, it's completely sealed. You cannot touch the sanitary napkin until you open the pouch, like this. Once you open the pouch, you can take out the napkin inside, which protects it from getting contaminated from dust or bacteria or anything else we might have in our purse. Now I'm going to place that in the middle, right here. This. Now we're going to take brand C, and we're going to open this. It's similar packaging. The sanitary napkin is very accessible. And we're going to place that here. Now, when a woman menstruates, she can release up to 1 time 50 cc's. So we're going to see how much that is. I'm going to measure 50 cc's is what we can release at one shot. So I want you to see how much that is. And that's 50 cc's. And we're going to leave that there. I'm going to take another 50 cc's. And I want you to see what would happen if you were using one of these sanitary napkins and you had a 50 cc's flow. And I'm going to place the liquid right down the middle of our brand A product. And this is water with food color so that the demonstration is easier to be seen. There's no chemicals, it's just plain water. And we're pouring the liquid down the middle of the pad. And you can start to visually see that the pad is getting pretty full and it's having a hard time absorbing. And you can now start to see that the liquid is actually running down the wings of the pad. Now, us women will pay extra for the wings to protect our panties. But as you can see, nothing would be protected if you were wearing this pad, because you can visually see that the water has run off to the sides. Now I'm going to do the same and pour 50 cc's down the middle of Winalite's sanitary napkin. And you can see that this pad is absorbing the liquid and it's not running down the sides of the pad. It's actually being absorbed, which would make a woman feel more comfortable and protected, sure of herself. And that's 50 cc's. We're going to take another 50 cc's. And we're going to place these down product brand B. Again, it's the same method. We're pouring the liquid down the middle of the pad. We want to see how well they can absorb 50 cc's. And here you can start seeing that the pad's having a hard time absorbing, and it's running down the sides. Again, the wings are pretty wet. And this one, actually, you can see the water right on top. Now I want to place napkins, just plain napkins, on top of each napkin, like this. And you can see that on brand B I don't even have to do anything. It's getting wet. But what would happen if I pressed down on them? Soaked, dry. Okay, this one I didn't have to press, but if I was to press, soaked, dry. Now for the people that are looking at this saying, well, maybe she's not pressing down on their product, I want to show you so there is no doubt that we were not pressing down on our product. Completely dry. Again, wet. And this one, dry. Now I want to show you, most of us don't take our pads apart to see what they're made out of. So we're going to cut this pad and just take a look to see what the layers are made out of. Okay, so we're going to take this first layer of brand A. Okay, and this top layer is stretchy, like a rubbery plastic material, very rough and very wet. Okay, that's brand A. We're going to see what brand B. Brand B, which is the Winalite sanitary napkin. Top layer is made out of cotton that is produced in the United States. I'll take the first layer off, and I'm going to leave this to the end, and we'll talk about that at the end. It's cotton, completely dry, and very soft to touch. Okay, this here is brand B. Their top layer looks to be a mixture of maybe cotton and something else. It's not as rough as brand A, but it's still very, very wet, and it's not as soft. Now theirs are layers on top of layers, like so. They're just one on top of the other. Ours is fully wrapped, containing all the liquid in its layer. We're going to compare the second layer. I'm going to cut this layer just so you can see it. Remember that it is fully wrapped, unlike our competition. And this layer is also very soft and pretty dry material. Their layers are very wet and seems to be some type of a paper. I'm not sure how they process their paper, but again, very wet paper. Now we have an additional layer that they don't have with holes, because blood is not all liquid. There is molecules, and the blood travels through to the bottom with the hole. So this is an additional layer. Now what contains the liquid? It's the gel. Let's see how much gel product A has, and we're going to scoop this up so you can see. And this is how much gel brand A has. Brand B has very little gel. It's more runny than anything. I want you to see how much gel it's in our product. Okay? This is how much gel we have. I can make you 1 brand A, 2 brand A, 3 brand A, maybe 10 brand A. Ours is already absorbed 50, but we're going to put this gel in here to see if it can absorb another 50. Remember, we measured this at the beginning of the demonstration, so we're going to put this gel in here and see if it can absorb another 50 cc's. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to put a little bit of more water in here. We won't put as much, and I'm going to combine both of their products together to see if they're able to absorb any more, including their paper and gel.